If you think UK supermarket brisket is no good for the barbecue, then think again. There is a really simple method for cooking these briskets that will give you consistently excellent results. Your brisket will be tender, juicy, have a beautiful smoke ring, and you'll get that amazing brisket experience for a fraction of the price. This 1.2 kilogram brisket was bought from Morrison's and it cost just £9.50 a kilogram. And the recipe I'm going to use to cook this is from Bawdon's Food and Fire book. This is one of the first ever recipes I cooked when I was first getting into barbecue, so it really holds a special place in my heart. And this is definitely the go-to recipe for cooking a UK supermarket brisket. First thing to do is make a little onion bed for your brisket to sit on. The original recipe just calls for brown onions, but I just used whatever I had in the cupboard. Just get yourself an oven-proof dish and pour the onions in. As I've used 3 different types of onions, I'm just going to make sure they're all nicely mixed up. And then the recipe calls for some whole cloves of garlic. I'm going to be lazy and use this very lazy garlic, putting in about 4 teaspoons full and then mixing it up. And that there is a nice comfy bed for your brisket to sit on. Everything about this recipe is super easy, including the rub. We're just going to use salt, pepper and garlic. And once it's got a nice good covering, you can pop it in its comfy little onion nest. Now this brisket is going to smoke just like this until it reaches an internal temperature of 75 degrees, and to measure that I'm just going to use my Ninja Pro Smoke. This brisket wants to be cooked at around 120 degrees Celsius or 250 degrees Fahrenheit if you're that way inclined. I'm doing mine on the Traeger pellet smoker, but you can do this on any lidded barbecue. After around 3 hours, my app's telling me we're at about 71 degrees, so I decide to add the beer. Now the original recipe does call for a stout, but I'm using amber ale here. The recipe also says that half the beer goes into the braise and the other half is a special treat for the barbecuer. That is an instruction I will be following. The beer is going to mix in with the onions and the garlic to make a braising liquid to help cook the brisket. And this is one of the key factors in not allowing this brisket to dry out. Once the beer is in, we're going to use some kitchen foil just to wrap it over, create a sealed chamber. This is going to help lock in the heat and lock in all the moisture. And once that's done, we can close it up for the second part of the cook. After around 2 hours, my probe is telling me that we're 95 degrees, but I do just want a second opinion from a handheld thermometer. This both confirms the internal temperature is correct and allows me to test the tenderness of the meat by sticking the probe in. It should go in like it's going into a block of warm butter. And here I'm getting a temperature of above 95 degrees and the probe is going in nice and easily. So this is ready to come off the barbecue. I'm going to replace the foil lid and take it inside to rest for about 20 minutes. Once it's had its 20 minutes and it's nice and relaxed, it's time to take it off its bed of onions and out of its braising liquid. All the onions in liquid are just full of flavour, so you can use that in any way you like. Maybe thicken it up with some corn flour to make a nice gravy, or in the original recipe he makes brisket sandwiches, putting this in rolls and then uses that as like a French dip. Absolutely delicious. After removing the butcher tine, it is time to slice into this thing. You just want to make sure that you are cutting against the grain, and that will give you the best possible slice. This joint is so tender it slices apart really easily. I'm doing about ½ centimetre slices through it. You can see there's an amazing smoke ring on the outside where that smoke has penetrated. This was a very nicely marbled piece of brisket that I found. I would advise going for the most marbled one you can find, but even the areas that weren't too marbled have still come out juicy and tender. This really is everything you want from a good slice of brisket. I know a lot of people go to their supermarket to buy a brisket to put on the barbecue and get home and are disappointed because it's not the American style one that they're supposed to have. But just by adjusting the way that you cook this, you can get amazing results from your humble little piece of rolled flat brisket. This cook took about 5.5 hours in total from starting it off to getting it onto the plate, so you haven't got to mess around with putting it on midnight the night before. And considering the price, this is a very cost-effective way to do yourself a barbecue brisket. Now you can do anything you want with brisket really. You can have it as part of a barbecue tray, or you can have it in sandwiches. I myself are going for a classic Sunday roast on this occasion. I've got some absolutely delicious looking Yorkshire puddings and some nice crispy roast potatoes done in beef dripping. And for that braising liquid with all the onions in it, I just served that on the table for people to spoon all over their brisket. That onion, garlic, beer and all that beef flavour is absolutely delicious. I will put a link to the original recipe in the description of this video, but I also highly recommend going out and getting yourself the Food and Fire book. If you made it this far into the video, then you obviously liked it, so if you could do this small channel a massive favour and hit subscribe, I'd appreciate it. See you in the next one.